right, so Jason, I've got a lot of good things in place. I've got policies and procedures, but let's say I make some mistakes or I've got some turnover, things aren't done quite like they're supposed to be, and there are accidental omissions or errors. What's going to happen to me and my business in this case?
Yeah, Skelly, thanks. That's a really good question. We actually had a client that had a claim denial before they became a customer of ours. It's terrible, I mean, they tried to do the right thing. In one case, they had a senior manager that had their email account compromised, just because they didn't have multi-factor authentication enabled, right? So the attacker, like Alexandra was saying, lurked in their system for several months looking for opportunities. And they finally found one. They saw an invoice for $400,000 that was going to be paid in the next couple of days. They mocked up an email from the owner of the company saying, hey, we've changed banks and we want you to repoint your payment over here. And they did. Now, the company did have MFA configured for all users at one point, and they said that they had that in place on the insurance questionnaire. But one of their managers swapped phones and they couldn't access an email in the middle of a big sales opportunity. So she called their IT guy after hours and told him, hey, I needed to disable MFA. And multi-factor was never re-enabled after that. And what's terrible is that the IT department, they had a process for all these new employees that said enable multi-factor, and the system was configured to block non-multi-factor users except for this one. What they didn't have was a regular process where they checked all of these things, where they audited the changes over time, where they made sure that the things that they said were in place were actually in place. And so the claim ended up being denied by the insurer, and they ended up losing a good deal of money on it with some back and forth. But it was one of those painful situations where if they were just checking things, then it wouldn't have happened.